Hey everybody, welcome back. Yes, I did take a bit of a sabbatical, but happily or unhappily, Donald Trump has brought me back to YouTube. And today I'd like to talk about Trump, in particular his behavior toward women, as allegations of sexual harassment and worse multiply all over the country, directed toward men in all segments of our society. More attention, more focus, more light has begun to shine on Donald Trump's behavior, the charges against him, and the Hollywood Access tape. Now, Trump variously defends himself against the 16 charges leveled against him by saying, "I didn't know that woman," or "Yes, I knew her, but she's just a gold digger looking for publicity." Or in certain cases, he has said, "That woman was too ugly for me to want to grope." But his go-to defense now, the one that he has settled on, is this was just locker room talk. Now, locker room talk implies that anything that Trump said to Billy Bush in that back and forth buddy chat that they had was just a testosterone-driven fabrication not to be taken seriously. I beg to differ with Trump. My major thesis today is that in looking at the Hollywood Access tape, we got too fixated on the pussy grab part of the discussion between the two. And if you look at the flow of the conversation between Billy Bush and Donald Trump, what you realize is that Donald Trump talked about a lot of things in that interview, all of which are provably true. He was actually being quite honest and sincere in that interview, and I'd like to kind of review what he said, because the whole context of the interview goes to suggest that the grab him by the pussy statement was Donald Trump at his most sincere. Let's take a look. Trump starts out his conversation with Billy Bush talking about Nancy O'Dell, the former anchor at Hollywood Access. Here's what Trump has to say about Nancy O'Dell. "You know, and I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it. I did try and fuck her. She was married." Bush responds, "Whoa, that's huge news there." Trump then goes on to say, "And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture, and I said, 'I'll show you where there's some nice furniture.' I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there." So there are a number of things to note there. First of all, he's very specific. She's down in Palm Beach. As we know, he inhabits South Florida. So that's where it all took place. They either did go furniture shopping or they didn't. I'll bet my last nickel that they went furniture shopping. And I'll bet he hit on her as strongly as he claims he did. He's telling Billy Bush the truth, even to the point of saying, "Look, I didn't get there. I didn't get what I wanted." This is a confessional moment for Donald Trump. He even has more to say that's quite believable. "Then all of a sudden I see her," meaning I see her sometime later. "Now she's got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. She's fallen out of favor with Donald Trump." The point here is that virtually everything that Donald Trump said in that discussion was not only true, but provably true. Now, Nancy O'Dell has not actually said, "Yeah, he took me out, he did this," but this is how she did respond. "Politics aside, I'm saddened that these comments still exist in our society at all. When I heard the comments yesterday, it was disappointing to hear such objectification of women. The conversation needs to change because no female, no person should be the subject of such crass comments, whether or not cameras are rolling. Everyone deserves respect, no matter the setting or gender. As a woman who has worked very hard to establish her career, and as a mom, I feel I must speak out with the hope that as a society, we will always strive to be better. Now you'll notice that she doesn't confirm or disconfirm anything that Trump said. That's because she doesn't want to get in the middle of this. She doesn't want to extend the discussion of her further. She's mortified by the revelation of this tape. Later she goes on Entertainment Tonight because she wants to reach a larger audience with her message. And this is what she said. It's very important that I address you all directly. As a journalist for 26 years now, it's my job to bring you news about others rather than turning the focus on myself. But by now, I'm sure most of you have heard the audio tape, which became national news and part of the presidential race. My name was mentioned, and unfortunately, the release of it has thrown me into the middle of a political arena of which I didn't ask to be a part. I released a statement on Saturday, and I truly mean what I said. There was no room for objectification of women, or anybody for that matter, not even in the locker room. What do you bet that if she were asked to come before an ethics committee or any other judicial body, that she would say, yeah, Trump did hit on me. He did take me furniture shopping. He was giving me the hard sell, as it were. I didn't give in to him, but what he said was true. The point is simply that the veracity of that part lends credence to the rest of what he said. And we have to take it more seriously than just locker room talk. He wasn't fabricating what happened with Nancy O'Dell. He saw himself as a mentor to young Billy Bush, and he's teaching him how a manly man conducts himself in this world. Now remember, all of this is taking place in a bus on the set of Days of Our Lives, where Trump is set to do some sort of a cameo. And I believe the star's name is Ariane Zucker. So they're sitting on this bus, and they see Ariane Zucker. And Trump begins to talk once again. Trump says to Billy Bush, I've got to use some Tic Tacs, just in case I start kissing her. Automatically attracted to beautiful, he stops. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss, don't even wait. Does anyone seriously doubt that that's Trump's MO? I mean, we've seen it from other men in these situations that have come up. After all that, the demeaning talk about Nancy O'Dell, the demeaning talk about Ariane Zucker, does he deliver his coup de grace? And when you're a star, they let you do it. Grab them by the pussy, you can do anything. Not only is this completely credible, but in legal terminology, this is a declaration against interest. Trump believes that he's talking in a private situation, one that will never become public, one that would be completely forgotten 12 years later, and he says is both embarrassing and incriminating and works against his interest as a serious person in our community. He makes a statement like that actually hurts themselves, but which they never think will see the light of day. That's one that a court gives more credence than it would any other sort of self-serving statement that person might make. For this, with the thought that if any judicial body does actually take up this case, 16 charges by different women, some long before the Hollywood Access tape ever saw the light of day, plus the tape itself, are going to be a powerful case against Donald Trump. The only question is, will he face such a case while he is still president? Jeff Rowan, thanks for watching.